Welcome back to Uplifted Universe. Today, we're exploring one of the most profound universal truths, the law of one. This law isn't just spiritual poetry. It's the foundation of all universal understanding. It teaches us that at the deepest level of existence, everything is connected. You, me, nature, time, and even the vast galaxies above, all are parts of one single consciousness experiencing itself in countless forms. So, take a deep breath, and let's dive in. Understanding the law of one. The law of one tells us that everything in existence is part of a unified whole. Every person, every animal, every atom of matter, all come from the same divine source energy. We are all expressions of that one energy. Imagine the universe as a massive ocean, infinite, vast, and ever-moving. Each one of us is like a drop of that ocean. A drop may think it's separate, but when it falls back into the water, it realizes it was the ocean all along. This is the essence of the law of one. You are not separate from the universe, you are the universe experiencing itself. The illusion of separation. The greatest challenge we face as human beings is the illusion of separation. From birth, we're taught, I and you, mine and yours. We grow up comparing, competing, and protecting ourselves, as if we're isolated fragments in a cold world. But this illusion creates suffering. It fuels jealousy, conflict, loneliness, and fear. Because when you forget that you're part of everything, you start believing that life is happening to you instead of through you. The law of one reminds us that separation exists only in the mind. When you quiet the mind through meditation, prayer, or stillness, you begin to sense something bigger than yourself. A calm knowing that everything and everyone is connected through energy. Even science now supports this, from quantum physics to biology, proving that energy flows continuously between all forms of life. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, every word you speak, sends a vibration into the collective energy field that we all share. How the law of one changes your life. When you truly understand this law, your perspective shifts in extraordinary ways. You stop taking things personally. You stop blaming others. You begin to realize that every person who crosses your path, whether they bring joy or pain, is reflecting a part of your own inner world. That angry coworker, that kind stranger, that difficult family member. They're all mirrors showing you what still needs healing within yourself. And when you start seeing life that way, your relationships begin to heal, your compassion deepens, and peace becomes your natural state. The law of one is not about perfection, it's about awareness. It's realizing that even your struggles are sacred because they help your soul evolve. The mirror effect. Think of a time when someone's behavior triggered you deeply. Maybe they criticized you or made you feel small. In the moment, it's easy to react, to get defensive or angry. But if you pause and look closer, you might realize they're not showing you who they are. They're showing you an unhealed part of yourself. Perhaps their rejection triggered your fear of not being enough. Or their anger reflected the anger you've been holding inside. When you use these moments to turn inward instead of reacting outward, that's when transformation happens. You begin to respond from love instead of fear. And that's when the law of one becomes more than a concept. It becomes your way of life. Living in alignment with the law of one. So, how can you live in harmony with this universal law every day? Here are a few simple yet powerful practices. Practice compassion. See everyone as an extension of yourself. Even the person who frustrates you is just a different form of the same consciousness you come from. Be present. Presence is where unity lives. When you're fully in the moment, listening, breathing, observing, the illusion of separation begins to fade. Meditate daily. Meditation connects you to your higher self and helps you sense the flow of universal energy within you. Forgive. When you forgive, you release the energy that binds you to pain. Forgiveness isn't about letting others off the hook. It's about setting yourself free. Give and receive freely. Energy must flow. When you give love, gratitude, or kindness, you keep the current of abundance alive. Remember, what you send out, you're ultimately sending to yourself. The spiritual understanding. The law of one also teaches that life is not a competition but a collaboration. We are here not to win against others, but to awaken together. Every soul you meet is on their own journey of remembering who they truly are. Some people awaken early, some later, some not in this lifetime, and that's okay, because at the level of the soul, there is no hierarchy, only different expressions of the same light. The sun shines equally on all, and so does the universe. When you recognize this, judgment fades, and love becomes your default state. The law of one asks us to shift from ego to essence, from separation to unity. It invites us to look beyond appearances and see the divine spark in everything around us. When you greet a stranger, you're greeting another expression of the same energy that breathes life into you. When you stand in nature, you're not just admiring creation, you're standing inside your own reflection. Because there is no out there. There's only one infinite field of consciousness, constantly expressing, evolving, and remembering itself through you. Thank you for watching Beautiful Souls. If this message resonated with you, take it as a reminder that you are never alone. You are part of everything that exists. And when you live with that awareness, peace naturally flows into your heart. Remember, you are not a small drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Stay inspired, stay uplifted, and I'll see you in the next one.